What's up, Springfield Nation? Steve Leslie, YSNLive.com. Coach's Corner, Week 13 with the head ball coach, Sean Guerriero, sponsored by WRS Wealth Advisors. Can't thank them enough, as we'll have the Tigers again Saturday night against Columbia Station. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Oh, not a problem. Let's keep this thing rolling.
Absolutely. Each week it gets a little bigger and bigger. Let's go back to last week. Creston Norwayne, a quality opponent. We talked off air. They punch you in the mouth. They go up and take a lead. I thought your group responded very well and performed at a high level. Talk about that game last week.
They did. They came out and gave us a hard punch, and our kids took it. And I'm still kind of amazed on how they ended up scoring 41. Straight points against them with a quality football team. Our kids were fired up. Our defense was running to the football, and our offense really didn't seem to make too many mistakes. So it was a fun game to be a part of.
Again, Bo had a great game, but obviously spread the ball around. Bo Snyder had a big touchdown run, a touchdown pass to Joyce. Again, the offense and defensive lines, Coach, I thought were awesome. Talk about them a little bit.
Well, for us, for Bo to get his whatever he had, 250, and like you said, Joey had a long run that got called back on a penalty. Bo stepped up and made a couple of good runs later in the game. Jake Joyce made a couple huge catches for us in that game that were big. I think there were 2 third down and longs that he stepped up and had some, just came through with some great catches. The line gave him time, and defensively up front, even our guys were eating them up. So I was so happy with the way they performed and how they ended up just playing an entire game with energy was great to see by our guys.
Yeah, you talk about that. The senior group gets to play that final home game at Tiger Stadium. Looked like a good crowd. The enthusiasm was awesome. I know on your end, you have to be awful proud for that senior group to get that last win at home and move on to the playoffs. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, I said this last week. You saw a little bit of difference in practice. It was a little bit more intensity, a little bit more focused, and it showed on Friday or Saturday. I think for our guys, and they did talk about playing their last home game, and for that crowd, it seemed like it was 3 years ago. The Tiger Nation was going crazy. It was so much fun, and I know our kids appreciate that more than they would ever know. But it was just a great atmosphere for our kids to be able to remember their final game.
Yeah, it's a great one. Remember, with Coach Guerriero, Coach's Corner, sponsored by WRS Wealth Advisors. All right, Tiger Nation, they need you again. Going to head to Marlington Stadium, play Columbia Station. Coach, talk about them a little bit. It's a good football team coming to town. Not bad travel. Do you see the enthusiasm picking up again after last week carried on to this week?
Again, I feel like our kids are lasered in right now. I feel like practice has been at a good tempo. Usually when you get through it, you can kind of tell we're running plays over again, or they're making some step mistakes or not taking the right step. But I really haven't seen that again this week. So you can tell that it's elevated. The effort, the focus again, which I think our seniors are leading that. It'll be different because we're on turf. I think this will be the third time we played on turf. We played it in Geneva, and then we played at McDonald's. So we traveled a little bit. We went practice in Poland today, just to make sure, we get a little familiar with it. But I think our kids will be ready. With Columbia Station, they're a quality football team. Not a lot just shoots out at you, where they got 1 or 2 great players. They are just a sound football team in all 3 phases. They have a great kicking game. Their kicker, who kicks off and does their field goal work, has a great leg, touchbacks, and I think he's hit like a 32-yarder in a game. Their punter averages about 40 yards. Defensively, they run to the ball. You can tell that they're well coached. They get hands on their keys. They're in their gaps. They blitz hard. Offensively, they're just very sound, and they don't make mistakes. They're not going to turn the ball over. So it's going to be a battle for our kids to come out and play another great game.
Well, there's no doubt the Tigers will be ready. We'll have it for you on YSNLive.com Saturday night for those that can't make it. But Tiger Nation, they need you again. Come out strong and in full force, and everything will be okay. Your keys to a big victory when you get this late. All the teams are going to be good. We know that your region's very competitive. Talk about Coach Guerrero's keys to Springfield getting to week 14?
Well, I would love to see us get a fast start. For us to be able to, I think they want to establish the run. So if we can get up and get a couple scores on the board, I think that would be in our favor if we can make them throw the ball a little bit more than they used to. I think they're going to try to grind it out on us a little bit, and it'll come down to turnovers.
Special teams we talk about. I thought your special teams in both rounds of the playoffs have been very good. How key is that for you to lean on, knowing that your special team game is good too?
Well, I think the past 2 weeks, Creston Norwayne, who is a freshman, who's taken over the kicking duties for us this year, has done a great job the past couple weeks of elevating his game. I don't know what got into him. I think Coach Miller and him made a little tweak in his steps on kickoff a couple weeks ago, and you could see the ball just exploding off his foot. I think he's probably added another 10 yards on his kickoffs. Still does a great job with his PAT duties. So we had a little bump in the road between our exchange with our field goal, but we worked on that this week and ended up fixing it. There's always coaching points that we need to take from week to week to be able to make sure that we can be the best team that we can be, on Saturday. So with him, I think he's done a great job, and I think our kids like our kickoff. I think they Norwayne started inside their 25 probably 5 or 6 times throughout the game. So special teams are key for us. And Casey's done a great job and starting to step up and play a bigger role in these past couple of weeks.
Well, there you have it, Tiger Nation, the key to Tigers' victory, which they will bring it home and hopefully get prepared for week 14. Coach, from all of us at YSN, we love being a part of Tiger football every week. Going to get to talk to a couple more players after you here. Nothing but the best from all of you. Play Springfield football and come on, Victors, and get ready for week 14. Best of luck.
Hey, thanks very much. I appreciate it.
All right, brother.